Hi everyone, Alex from Cloud Interact. We're doing something slightly new with the Amazon Connect What's New this month, and we're putting out a video to accompany the slide deck. There's loads to go through, so let's take a look. The first thing we're going to discuss is public preview of persistent agent connections for faster call handling. This is currently in public preview. It does look like you do have to actually request access from Amazon, so get in touch with your partner SA or somebody over at Amazon if you want to take part in the preview. But what this allows you to do is to maintain an open connection between your agents and Amazon Connect and reduce the time that it takes to establish a connection with a customer. This is really good for outbound dialer use, makes it easier to support compliance requirements for countries that have telemarketing laws such as the US, the UK. The US has the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA, which it dictates that you need to connect the call within 2 seconds of the customer answering when you're doing outbound campaigns, automated outbound campaigns. After a call ends, the agent's soft phone maintains its media connection to Amazon Connect for a few minutes and just enables your subsequent calls to connect faster. This is enabled once you've signed up to the preview. It's enabled in user management in the Connect console, and new users can also be bulk uploaded with this preset. It doesn't seem you can bulk upload any existing agents though. It looks like it may be a manual change for that. Then the next one to mention, we've got screen recording, which is available in the AWS GovCloud region. GovCloud, for those that don't know, is it's a secure or some secure US-based AWS regions, which provides sort of full US-based, US-run data sovereignty for government agencies over in the US. They have more stringent compliance requirements around things like screen recording, which is why it's sometimes a bit delayed, some of these features coming into GovCloud. The next one, quite useful for some maybe some bigger enterprises that use virtual desktop infrastructure, but you can now use out-of-the-box audio optimization for Citrix and for Amazon Workspace's VDIs. It's done from a simple change of the URL for your agent desktop. We need to add a query parameter to the agent workspace URL. If you're an SSO user compared to a non-SSO user, it's a slightly different process. For non-SSO users, you can amend the URL with the links that we show on the screen here. So for example, this one here for Citrix users, append the string at the end there, or this one here, VDI platform equals AWS Workspace for Amazon Workspace users. And what's suggested in the docs is that you update the URL, get your users to bookmark it, and use that link if you're running from a VDI space. Then for SSO users, you need to go in and update the SSO relay state. I'd suggest you probably have two different enterprise apps depending on your Active Directory SSO setup. Maybe one for VDI users, one for non-VDI users, and a similar process where you're appending a string to the relay state URL. Once you've done that in either use case, it should just automatically set the audio optimization for you so that you're sending and receiving audio from your local machine rather than having the multiple hops out to where the VDI environment is hosted. So it should make improvements to your audio. This one's a really nice one around performance evaluations. You can now set up automatic notifications about completed evaluations. Maybe you want to do it for all evaluations, or maybe you want to do it based on specific criteria. So for instance, you could notify agents who receive evaluation scores that are really high and congratulate them for that, or maybe below a certain percentage and they have some areas to work on, or things like compliance fails as well, where you need to take immediate action. We've got a couple of screenshots here in the deck. We'll share the deck along with the video, but this is just from the documentation, how you go in and set up the rules. We're going into rules from analytics and optimization from the main Connect console. We're creating a rule, choosing it as a conversational analytics rule, and then adding an action to send it as an email notification. Then we've selected the agent who handled the contact as the recipient. You can set things like the subject and the body, and you can also use some attributes to embed things like contact ID, agent ID, QID in the body of the email that you send. On to the next one. This one is around Amazon Connect cases, and now you can create conditionally required fields in Amazon Connect. So where you require an agent to enter some data when they're populating a case, you can make it mandatory to do that. So for example, if you're moving a case into a closed status, you can make it mandatory to provide a close reason for that. Here's a screenshot of what it looks like for the agent. So we can see now that some of the fields that are conditionally required, they haven't completed the field. This is telling them they must do that. And then up at the top here, they're not allowed to save it until they've done completed the conditionally required field. Also, along with this release, there are some new APIs which are as a part of it. So create, batch, batch get, delete, list case, and update case rule APIs. This one is around forecasting, capacity planning, and scheduling. One that we've been really keen to see come along for a couple of our customers that use FCS. It allows you to choose which states an agent can be in when adhering to their schedule. So, for example, if you have an activity in their schedule called work, you can now map multiple agent statuses to that. So you could be in an available status, or back office work, or outbound work, or whatever you want it to be. All of those can map to that single work schedule activity, and you will be in adherence. The next one is around agent proficiency routing. So you can now add a bit more scope and granularity to that. So to target multiple agent proficiencies in a single routing step, you can target up to 4 different combinations of agent proficiencies per routing step. And this is by adding OR conditions. And the example given, if you have let's say a banking team, you might have agents that have proficiency levels in account management, registration, tax, and balance transfer. If a call comes in for a balance transfer query, you probably want to try and select a skilled balance transfer agent first. But if after a certain amount of time you can't route to one of those, you can then, using the OR conditions that I mentioned, you can attempt to make a match across all 4 of your different types of agents, and route to the next closest match. This is around bringing agent performance evaluations information into some of the new, more graphically rich dashboards. We've in the last couple of What's New decks, we've mentioned that there are some new dashboards gradually creeping in. You can now use this particular agent performance dashboard to view aggregations of agent performance, and to sort of do comparisons over your teams of agents around performance levels. We've got a load of different widgets. So top left, top right, these widgets are all customizable in terms of shape, size, location on the dashboard. You can add or remove the default widgets. You can also do things like customizing thresholds. What we've also got at the bottom here, and on the top right, sorry, is you're bringing in metrics around your evaluation forms. So we can see here that we've got an average evaluation score and the number of evaluations performed over the given time period, which you can set and customize. And then we've got across the different forms that we have in place, what are our average evaluation scores, percentage changes, weighted evaluation scores. So all sorts of good stuff that previously wasn't there out of the box. You really had to, if you wanted to report on your QM evaluation forms, you had to do something custom previously. So it's really nice to see this in the out of the box capabilities. Another set of screenshots. So some more around the evaluation scores. You can see we've got a score trend graph here, so you can just plot how your evaluation score trends are going over time. And a more granular view on a sort of per agent basis this time, where you can take a look at your team, see how they're all performing, where you might need to do extra coaching or training. And then we've got a few bar charts which you can look at week on week stats. For example, we've got idle time compared to on contact time and non productive time in this one. And then over here, again, similar comparison. You've got the most recent week and the benchmark prior time. And then similar to the previous slide, you've got this kind of agent's performance data on a per agent basis in a table here. Final one to mention, this is quite a new workshop that's been released. I'm a big fan of the workshops that are available at workshops.aws. There are loads of really good Connect ones. This one's specific to the Gen AI use cases in Connect. It covers how those Gen AI features in Connect can help different types of users. So it covers things like self-service experiences powered by Gen AI, agent evaluation, so things like how to use your AI assistants in evaluation forms, conversational analytics, so things like your post contact summaries, and then agent assistance, where you start to look at things like bringing Amazon Q into Connect. So yeah, really recommend that workshop, and indeed all of the Connect ones here at workshops.aws. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you for listening. That was the Amazon Connect What's New Roundup for February.